I couldn't get out, I needed you. It felt like a prison. Forever was doing my time. I need your words so I could break out of mine. Why would I believe a lie? I needed the truth. I'm sick of your mind. Let me go down to the root. I'm done being quiet. I'm speaking my mind. We gon' do this all the time. We gon' do this all the time. I need a base. I need a grace. And I need a say. Welcome to another episode 9, Faith Over Sight. That song is powerful. It talks about faith, how we need to walk by faith, that we need faith. Faith is important. I have my brother here with me, Gianni. This is my coach. He has given me wisdom as long as the team as well. So thank God and I thank you for coming here as well on my podcast.
No, of course. Thank you for having me, bro. And today is I feel like it's a very broad topic, an excellent topic. I'm excited to see what this episode will bring about, not only for me, or also you could get the best out of me and how we could bring value to the world.
Yeah, just the title of the episode, Faith Over Sight, like it really like touched me. And I feel like it's gonna be impactful for both us and the world. So looking at the title, I was already excited just recording this episode. So with that being said, I'm gonna get into the episode right now. Having faith generally means to believe in something or someone, even without concrete evidence or proof. It can involve trust, hope, and confidence, often in the context of religious or spiritual beliefs. But it can also apply to personal relationships, ideals, or goals. Faith requires a sense of conviction that transcends uncertainty or doubt, relying on a belief that something or someone will remain true or will come to fruition despite challenges or lack of visible proof. In a religious content, faith might involve belief in a higher power, divine guidance, or scarce teaching. In a more everyday sense, faith can be trusted in people, intuitions, or one's own potential. Carlos, he talks a lot about having like that intuition. You also talk about having intuition as well, like having that voice in your head. But I feel like faith is really important because when a lot of people look by sight, and I feel like the thing what I see about that is that's like a blind leading the blind. And you know why they're blind? Because when they look at my sight, they think they can see, but they can't. They can't see past their eyes. So my first question to you is, what or who do you have faith in?
What or who do I have faith in? Everything starts with God, right? That's why it's faith. Like I'm gonna bring you the 5 pillars and the five F's. There's 6 F's. The 5 F's is faith. You have to believe. I believe in the Creator. I believe in God. You said I can't mention Jesus to everybody because not everybody is ready for that topic. But as long as somebody believes in a God, the Creator of the universe, just a Creator. People believe in the universe, karma, whatever it is. But I'm a believer in God. Then there's fitness, friends, finance, and family. But everything starts with faith. If you don't have faith for everything, it's like these glasses, right? I'm blind without these glasses. I can't see. But when you put these glasses on, I have more clarity in the world. But that comes with just faith with any vision. So faith, I believe in God, and then I got to believe in myself. And I feel like, believe it or not, believing in yourself is the key to anything to conquer in life. How you talked about scripture, there's multiple stories in the Bible that people didn't believe in themselves because God granted them a vision. But when they believed in themselves is when they really went out and completed the vision that God gave them. So I feel like those two, first is God and then yourself. Because you can't put yourself above God.
Yeah, and it always starts with the spiritual pillar. And in the Bible, when it speaks on faith, we know the scriptures, faith without works is dead, and you have to walk by faith and not by sight. But one scripture that really speaks to me about faith is it said it's impossible to please God without faith. So that shows you right there that faith is important. And it says like it's impossible to please God without faith, and then whoever draws near to him has to believe him. They must believe. It says they must believe in him. So like it has to do with life as well. I feel like in life we have to believe in ourselves, or we're going to just be lost without direction. So we have to continue to believe in ourselves and believe in what we're doing. Because if we don't believe in ourselves, who else is going to believe in us? I mean, it depends on who you have in your circle as well. But I feel like nobody's gonna get you out of bed in the morning. Like you have to do that yourself. You have to constantly have like that purpose in you and that vision, because that's what's gonna drive you to get out of bed. My next question to you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much faith do you bring in everyday life? I'm talking about in everything you do.
Every day, I'll say an 8 or 9. There's always room for improvement. That's my biggest obstacle. Not an obstacle, but it's just the opportunity for me to grow. It's me believing in myself. Because I don't like to project that energy out into the world just for myself. But like I said, believing in yourself, that's the biggest obstacle us humans pass. And there's a saying that stuck with me, and I heard it yesterday. It said, people get on a bus without knowing the driver, but they trust in him. People get on a plane without knowing the pilot, but they trust in him. But people go through life and they don't trust God. They always play the victim instead of saying, no, this is happening for me. Everybody just like, I will never forget the lesson I learned in school. People love to point the finger. When you point the finger at somebody else, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. That's why responsibility plays a role in you achieving whatever you want to achieve, or you having faith in that vision. Like here it says, now faith is confidence in what we do not see. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance and about what we do not see. So our imagination, that's God giving us that vision. Most people have a vision when it comes to their dream business, but not everybody goes after them because in their mind it's not possible. So that's why you asked me that question, how much faith? You ask everybody how much they believe in themselves, they're going to say 10. I say 8 or 9. There's always room for improvement. Some people might look at it not like an 8. And that comes even with my game in basketball. But it's not that I don't want to take all the shots. I love playing team ball. If you want to play alone, go play golf or something. But faith, I feel like believing in yourself is everything, bro.
You said something that spoke to me about getting on the bus and not knowing the driver, getting on the plane without knowing the pilot. Right now, we sitting in chairs. We don't even know if it's going to hold us up. We have faith that's going to hold us up. So every day people use faith, but they don't use faith in the aspect of that's going to get them to reach their goal or get them to strive in life.
Going after their dreams. Most people don't go after their dreams.
Also, you said something about the 3 fingers pointing at you when somebody's pointing at you. Recently, I was reading the Cash Flow Quadrant, a book that you referred to me and also Carlos as well. And it speaks about how people don't believe in you. So when they're really saying they point at you like you can't do it, it really is saying that they can't do it, because the 3 fingers is constantly pointing at them. So that's why you have to believe in yourself, because there's others always going to have to try to hold you down and say you can't do it just because they have like limited beliefs. That's why it's really important to have faith, because you have limited beliefs based on what they are seeing, but you have to look past your eyes. My next question is, currently right now, would you say you have a faith or a sight mindset? Or are you battling with your mindset right now?
Faith. You can't, when you're in a battle, there's no in between, believe it or not. It's either faith or sight. I believe that you walking by faith as well with this journey of us being the business and you're growing as individuals. That's why to the world, people, our audience, our age group, or people younger, like, yo, why? I understand we need workers. I understand people have to do this, people have to do that, but most people aren't happy with themselves. They want better for themselves, but they don't go after what they want because they think it's impossible. So that's why when God gives them a vision, or I have an idea, boom. Oh, when God gives you a vision, he doesn't actually check your pockets, check your bank account. He's actually check your faith account. If you believe that you could do that vision, the resources are going to come. That's why poor is a mindset, passing over opportunities repeatedly. You got to glance at that opportunity and have faith that it's going to happen. Just don't because Outwitting the Devil, that's the #1 book. That's one of the first books I listened to and read. And I recommend people to listen to that, because prayer is you talking to God, but intuition is God talking to you. We talk to God, but how much time of our day do we sit down and listen to him?
And listen to that voice. Another question I have, like, where do you see your future self? Like the 5 pillars base. Can you like go over the 5 pillars and where you see each pillar?
You see each pillar in faith, or like in my life in the future?
This in life in the future, like, yeah.
Spiritually, I see myself, believe it or not, today, there was a guy, shout out to Jamal Mayo, excellent teacher. And it was like, it hit me because he said, our purpose is to help people go through what we conquered. Right now, I'm in a point in my life that I can't help nobody that's in my shoes, I could give them advice, but I can't help them overcome that because I still haven't overcame it. That's when Carlos told you can't listen to Gianni about his first home property because I haven't done it. You got to talk to people that been there and done that because they're gonna help you get out of that hole they already dug out. I can't help somebody get out of a hole that I'm still in the hole. We could help each other, but you have better chance of getting, for example, the dream car, the dream home. Find you somebody, find you a mentor that has what you want, and he will help you get to that level. But when it comes to the future and the spiritual pillar, believe it or not, I see God using me as a leader, as a disciple, bringing people to his kingdom. Me being an example, me being a role model.
Spreading the gospel.
Spreading the gospel, preaching the truth, because I don't need to tell nobody about my past. I don't got to prove nothing to nobody. I know what I did. I know who I was and who I am currently. And then mentally, just with my communication skills and imagination, right? We operate through imagination and communication. And then working down, so just building up that, like Neville Garner, building up that imagination skills. We can close the distance between an idea and money. That's why we're successful. Us as a community. So just this organization just expanding, us going around the world, traveling with the Wealth Map Summit, preaching, helping people with the MAP, Massive Action Plan. Right now, we're not doing as much as a big scale, but you got to start somewhere to go somewhere. And then physical, I see myself getting 1% better every day, also improving my game in basketball. Not a priority right now, but just doing it for fun, just being better than who I was yesterday in all aspects, emotionally growing as an individual, being better than who I was yesterday, and then financially just not even being a multimillionaire or trillionaire, becoming a trillionaire. Because who you become is better than what you get. Most people want the money, but what does it gain for a whole man to gain the whole world but lose his soul and profit himself? That's why who you become is better than what you get. It doesn't matter if we give you $1 million than us teaching you how to get it. It's now you could teach others how to do it. When it comes to the financial, just paying it forward all around, becoming my best version in every single pillar.
Another question I have is how has faith played a role in your personal development? But I want to also like speak on that as well. Like I feel like faith played a role because like I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't have faith. I had to first believe in myself to be here, and then now I have to like get the knowledge and also I had to pay it forward. So I feel like that's why I like the 5 pillars, because it all starts with the spiritual. And spiritual is also like believing in yourself, believing in that you can do it, and also believing in God. A lot of people, some people believe in God, but don't believe in themselves. And I never like understand that, because like we are made in the likeness of God. So how can you believe in God, not yourself? Some people believe in themselves, but don't believe in God. You have to have both of that. So how has that impacted you, or like faith played a role in your personal development journey?
Faith played a role in my personal journey because whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Like I'm an individual. I'll give you an example. One time I broke my arm. I broke my right hand in 2nd grade over less than a penny, bro. Because my brother and my cousin, they was like, no, you can't get that. And it was like how you say that? Like the chalks? Nah. It was like the bricks, basically, that you build the house. And I stuck my arm and get it because I believed in myself that I could get it. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove myself right. And when it comes with faith, everything, whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. When you have faith in yourself, most importantly, that God will help you make a way and find a way. I walk through the valley of death because I will fear no evil. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So when you have faith in yourself, you could conquer anything that you want.
Another scenario where I use faith is, this is like really pivotal to me, because like in high school, like I had like basketball struggles, and like freshman year, I ended up getting cut. I always like had the story in my head because like that was a really pivotal moment in my life, because a lot of people didn't believe in me at the time. I had to believe in myself. Like I had like a lot of like classmates and even people on the basketball team, they didn't believe in me because I got cut. They just thought it was all said and done. But I had to see myself. I had to have faith in myself that I was already on the team. So I had to strive I had to do the work. Like I said, faith without works is dead. So it's not just believing in yourself, but you also have to do the work, because if you don't do the work, then you don't really believe in yourself. Another question I have, well, this is for the audience. I want you to give like the audience clarity. What does it take to like have a stronger belief in themselves?
Simple. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So just do the numbers, get the reps in. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, just keep failing forward. I'm a type of person like we were taught that failing is bad or losing, this and that. But you got to fail forward. I understand that every expert was once a beginner. You can't get to where you want to go without hitting roadblocks, without falling forward. Like simple. It doesn't matter how many times you get hit. It doesn't many times you fall down. Just keep getting up and keep striving after what you want because it's possible. Like most people want that dream. Like that's why most businesses they fail after 3 or 5 years. But how many of them put in the work and they keep going after what they want? You could start another business. We could start up a business every day. Most people just want to work a 9 to 5. They don't go after their dreams. Faith is everything, bro. But faith without works doesn't work. You gotta have a balance. I could have the deeds, you could have the faith, but if we both lack one of them, vice versa, it's not gonna work. You gotta have both, faith and deeds.
I see failure not as it's all said and done. I see failure as really success because when you go through failure, that's when you're learning. Or even in the physical pillar, when you fail and you can't get that rep in, you're still pushing, it builds you.
That fail is first attempt in learning.
Mm.
If you don't, all right, it's crazy that we learn more of our mistakes than our wins. Because when you win, let's say we play in a 2-on-2 against two newbies, two rookies, we could blow them out, but we could also say, yo, bro, what could we do better to blow them out, to dust them? But when we lose, that's really when you learn because life just strucks you. So most people need to fall down in order to get back. That's why it's important for us to hit rock bottom. That's when most people learn, when they hit rock bottom.
What strategies do you use to maintain focus on long-term goals?
What strategy do I use on
maintain focus on long-term goals?
Having faith, beginning with the end in mind, and just doing everything in my power to make it happen. When you focus on what you can't control, that's where problems, negativity comes in. When you focus on what you could control, that's you have the power in that. You got to focus on what could you do to make that dream, that vision into a reality. I have an idea. Who could I pitch this idea to? We're investors. We could help your viewers out. Reach out to Mars, contact me. We could turn that idea into reality. So it's just knowing the resources you have around you and how you could use that to your advantage.
Another question: how do you balance having faith in the future with taking action in the present? Because we know like it's really important to stay present, but it's also really important to have a vision. So how do you balance that?
Simple. Know what you want and put in the work. Like for example, like how you said, you envision yourself on the team, but if you didn't put in the work, that wasn't gonna happen. So when you're putting in that work, let's say people want a 6-pack. Use that as an example. Everything starts with the physical pillar. That's where the discipline starts. If they don't take care of the body, they're not gonna take care of the business. Our body is the most important thing we have. That's the thing that was given us for free. We can't replace it. So just envisioning what you want, it's not gonna happen overnight. That's why turn that one day into day one. It's not gonna happen in one day. But if you treat every day like day one, you don't even know when that day is gonna come. You'll be like, wow, that whole process, that whole journey was worth it. Most people want that overnight success, that instant gratification, but you got to put in the work.
Brick by brick, lay that one brick at a time. You look up, you'll see a brick wall. That's why it's important to just keep going. It sounds like a cliche, but it's really true. Like you just have to keep going and put that foot down. But a lot of people, they want to stop for some reason.
And when they stop, that's when they're right there to the door, when they're right there to the finish line. Most people don't even realize it. You came this far, so why quit now? Why quit? We already been so long on this journey. Why turn back when the finish line is closer than to start all over again? I'd rather keep going no matter what.
Yeah, just keep going, because like if you do quit, then you just wasted your time. I see memes like somebody digging for treasure and they literally right there, but then they walk away with the axe.
And that's life.
Exactly, because people don't want to keep going. They don't want to keep going. They don't have that discipline, or even if they have the motivation, the motivation leaves, because eventually you got to turn that motivation into discipline. That's why discipline is really important. Back to the audience, what advice would you give someone struggling to see past their eyes?
But the advice that I'll give to people is the same thing that worked for me. It's just know what you want and know that it's possible. Because if you don't believe that it's possible, then you don't believe that you will ever achieve it. So first is believing that you could do it. And then the second is putting in the work so you could get it. Most like I've been a person that I like to earn my things. I take pride in having people spoon feed me. I don't like being spoon fed. Because I understood just seeing my siblings grow up. Like people become ungrateful when you give them everything. Like what's easier for us to give you the fishes or to teach you how to fish?
It's easier for you to give me the fish.
Which one do you prefer?
I'd rather be taught because then I can get my own fish.
You're not going. It's like playing basketball. I can't dunk right away, but if I go through the process and I start dunking, then it's gonna be a different fulfillment than just you carrying me dunking the ball. It's not the same as somebody giving you money than you going and get it and earn it yourself. Because when you go through it, then you learn the process and you could teach others the same thing. That's why it's leaders creating leaders, not leaders creating leaders, leaders training leaders. Because we're looking for those individuals, me specifically, as those people that were embedded with that. They were born with it, but they just didn't disenroll that skill, that habit.
That's why, like, when people who are given money from generational wealth, or maybe like probably like child stars or anything, like they destroy themselves because they didn't work for that. Like me, I used to gamble, but I had to stop that because just the way it made me feel, and it just had me battling my mind, just gambling as a whole, and then the dopamine levels high and low, like it was crazy. It was even affecting my relationships. So it was really an addiction. So I had to stop that. Right now, I don't think it was addiction because it was easy. Well, I want to say it was easy for me to stop, but after I had enough, I said enough is enough. And to this day, I had on my calendar, like I said, April. So April 2024, I said I was gonna like stop gambling like for a year. And that I said a year, but now that I stopped, like I don't even feel like gambling anymore.
That's good.
But the reason why I started talking about gambling is because like that affected my life like a lot. And I just had to stop. I forgot you said something that made me talk about this. But I had another question for you. How can faith help you in overcoming fear and doubt?
Faith will help you overcome fear and doubt because if you believe, then you're gonna achieve. That's when the secret is: ask, believe, and achieve. You gotta have faith. Like how you said, people believe in God, but they don't believe in themselves. So you just get stuck in the rat race. Like I never understood that. And it's now that I'm developing a new mindset. Okay, you believe in God, but the parable of the talents. The parable of the talents is the one of the perfect. Well, I like all the parables, but the parable of the talents is just like people should reflect on it and just meditate on that parable. We all have talents. Everyone has a talent, but what are they doing with that talent? Most people just most people don't even put it in a cabinet. They just throw it away, which is even worse. So just the parable of the talent, just meditate on that, man. You got to have faith in yourself and believe that you could do it. That's the message of this video. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, nobody's going to believe in you. If you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. And we men, bro, us men, like we got to get it how we get it. We can't be over with our girls. Oh, babe, I don't got it. Oh, babe, I can't do this. I can't do that. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to get it. Don't worry. Even if you're going through it, we good. Don't worry. I got us.
As a man,
you got to have
be
faith.
viable. You have to be viable as a man.
It's too much feminine energy. I don't get it. Truly.
This next question is for you because I remember like a conversation that we had where we talked about patience, and you said you didn't really like have patience.
In some areas, I'm impatient. I'm patient.
Yeah. So how can we develop patience while waiting for our efforts to bear fruit?
To be honest, as I said, I'm struggling with myself. Patience, just having faith. Because if you don't have faith, then you're gonna quit. You're gonna throw the towel because I'm tired. I'm through with this. You gotta have faith and be patient, but be impatient with being patient. I don't know if that makes sense. Like Kobe, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. But you gotta work every day like it's the last day. You gotta work every day. You gotta give it your last. But also know that it's not gonna happen right away. But if you keep putting in that work constantly and not being obsessed, just be insanely obsessed and just have that in your mind 24/7, soon that plant is gonna bear its fruit.
All right, last question to wrap this up. How do you handle setbacks or failures while keeping your faith intact?
Like I said, just believe that vision could come to light. Believe that everything that you do, everything that you have done, and everything that you are doing is because you're gonna bear fruit of your labor one day. Just keep putting in the work. Forget about the results, and just believe in yourself. Like set a minor setback for a major comeback. all right, I fell down, but now I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and keep pushing forward. That's why I said, don't point the, when you take responsibility, what could I do better? That's when we grow as humans. See, what's the point of, if you want to feel good, blame someone else. If you want to grow, look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, what did I do wrong? How could I do better? And not easy, just learn off somebody else's mistakes. A wise man learns from other men's mistakes. Is in the book of Proverbs.
It's easier to change yourself than to change the world.
So if you know you want, let's just say materialistic stuff, because that's what most people want. They want that dream car, that dream home. You know you want a Lamborghini. What's easier? Everybody want to be a millionaire nowadays. What's easier, to work for $1 million or borrow $1 million? Working a 9 to 5 is going to take them 60. No,
lifetime.
Unless they go to the NBA or the high-paid employees.
They're not getting $1 million working 9 to 5. Let's be real.
You gotta know, business makes the world goes round. They're still in business, believe it or not. They're just at the lowest stage of business. They're helping their boss or the business owner get richer instead of working with them. We're not telling people, hey, come work for us, saying let's work together and let's make something blossom. So we believe it. We have talent, but it's only them. We the catch. We the business, helping people prosper.
Yeah, a lot like pitching this business, like everybody wants a dream car, dream home, but it starts with a dream business. If you pitch that to people, people will see it as like a scam. Or if you say, oh, I want to work with you and not you haven't worked for me, everybody see it as a scam. And I guess that's out of fear as well. And like Carlos said before, like poor people just think everybody out to get them. And they're so close-minded.
No, but something I learned is that people do business with people they like, know, and trust. So you got to put yourself in a position that you get to know the person. You seem interested in them, and they're automatically going to be interested in you.
That makes sense, because recently I was just thinking about this today. Like I'm thinking about closing deals, but I need more clarity on that. And I don't know. It just came to, it's kind of random. The way my mind works is just like some random thoughts. Well, that's everybody's mind, but I don't know if you know that wrestler like HBK. To Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So they call him the HBK Heartbreak Kid, but I don't know why I thought about HBK for some reason. But like in closing deals, I was thinking about like you have to like first like have a heart, you know, like speak from your heart, and then like
Correct.
B, like you have to have like a background. So you talk about your background like to
Correct.
people. Because like the people that your audience is like the people who you like who you were.
Correct.
So I feel like you have to talk from your heart, then have a background, and then feed them the knowledge. And I feel like that's like a good way to close deals. That was just something random that I thought about. So like now I'm in an area where I don't want to say I'm gonna try, like I am gonna close deals. So I'll just keep that in mind as I get more clarity. Like I said before, a lot of people like think it's a scam.
Yeah, but it's just like our dreams. You got to plant that seed and water every day. The plant's not gonna grow overnight, but you keep watering. You don't know what day that you could approach it. It's like a woman. You can't just go into bed and just dive in it. You gotta, raise her up, talk to her nice. You feel me?
Yeah. So yeah, the closest up. Do you want to tell the people something or where they can find you?
Yeah, you guys can check it out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, day.1.podcast, where just me being a testimony. Also have amazing guests. We've done one with Mars. We'll do another one. We got Carlos on there and just got other special guests. Like I did one with Matt. And when it comes to faith, just putting in the work, making statements on why you should turn that one day into day one, and just giving more clarity, paying it forward, all the knowledge that I've learned and that I'm learning, and just my whole process throughout this journey. Turning that one day into day one. You should do it as well. Do it now. Let's get it. Thank you. Faith moves mountains. You got to put in that work.
Thank you, Gianni. Like you said before, like this main episode is just about believing in yourself. You gotta constantly have that faith. Just keep going. Like stop getting in your thoughts so much. You gotta just constantly just strive. If you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you? You're the one that gotta get yourself up out of bed in the morning. You're not in school anymore. You don't have your mom or anything yelling at you, yelling your name to get up. Like you have to get up and get going. Like the Bible says, faith without works is dead. You gotta put in the work, constantly put in that work. Stop being lazy. Just get up and do it. Brick by brick. This is brick by brick. So constantly lay that brick at a time, one day at a time. You might even lay more bricks multiple days. All you gotta do is starts just by taking action. So you lay that brick, and eventually you look up, you see a brick wall. Thank you. Faith over sight. Constantly have that faith.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gianni.
Faith in